All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Stirlingshire Homestead. So, being a teacher, it's spring break week for me. I'm here getting a bunch of stuff done. The project today was to take these water lines. I have shut-off valves in them now. They did not have shut-off valves in them before. That way if something goes wrong with the dishwasher or the upstairs sink, I can shut them off here and the whole house still has water. The other thing we had to do was retrofit our cabinets, and you'll see that, and that's the other reason why I cut the pipe right there. I actually pulled it out, installed an elbow to both the hot and the cold. I got the hot on the correct side of the joists, so that took me a little bit, but it worked. And now I'll take you upstairs, and you can see what we ended up doing to get the cabinets to fit. I actually have one of the cabinets sitting where they're finally supposed to sit now, and that's a good deal. It's all the little weird things now that we're trying to wrap up to get the bigger things done. So as one project gets done and finishes, you can move on to the next one that's in the project series. I've been yelling at Maddie a lot today, undeservedly, because plumbing work that high up and on a weird angle is the biggest pain in the butt ever. And now we got those set in, we're good to go. So what'll happen is the line here will snake through the hole in the bottom of this cabinet. You can see what we put in to go to the dishwasher, which will sit just on the other side of this. So there'll be a dishwasher here. We'll plug it into that outlet, and the countertop will extend over, and then cut it off. So the dishwasher will be here, the sink will be here. The other thing we had to do before we got these water lines situated, and I had already put all the stop valves on them, that's why we had to re-retrofit, was get this drilled for the cabinet. Rather than taking a huge chunk out of the whole bottom drawer too, the only thing we had to take out was this top drawer. And that way we can get our drains in the way they're supposed to go. So now that's all done. We joined these together with some bolts so they won't move. And then the next thing will be putting our kitchen countertop on here, getting a cut for the sink. And if we have to cut right through this thing, that's fine because it's all bolted together all the way down on both sides. You can see there's bolts that are going to hold that cabinet together. What a pain in the butt. But now that it's there, it's in, the next step for us is to find a couple of studs and take some screws and go through the wall in a couple of these spots to hold this cabinet to the wall. Once that's all done, we can set this one in place, get it locked over and set, and then we'll be good here. And then this will work out good for the oven. The oven sits exactly between these marks on the wall. You see that tiny little mark? That's a 30-inch oven. So that sits from there to here. And so what'll happen is the oven's going to go there. It'll plug right into that spot, and we should be good to go there. So it's one big, chess game, right? That you have to move a couple of things before you get to the next thing, before you get to the next thing, when you're doing all this stuff. So it's kind of a pain in the butt, but now that that's all joined together and set, we're good to put those into the wall, mount this one next to make sure we've got enough room for our oven, and then we won't mount this one until the oven's in so we can butt it all the way up. But that should work great. And now that it's set, we don't have to worry about it. The other thing we're in the middle of doing is my mom and my dad were over. They helped us paint. Mom basically did all this. We opened up our big paint things, and we actually painted this room. You probably can't tell. You might be able to see some of the wetness up on top by the fan yet. But this whole room, the whole master bedroom is painted, which is good. That's one less thing we have to worry about. So now that that's done, we were using our big things of paint. Actually, we're using the other cheap Conco brand. It's like a contractor grade white paint. Now that that room is done, the next room we move on to is here. So we'll get this all cleaned out. We'll paint everything in here, the ceiling, everything included. This room, we'll get this all done, and then once it's all painted, we're set to install flooring. And so once flooring goes in, then you can put your trim on the bottom, and the trim is sitting right here in a big pile, so you gotta wait till flooring is done before you do the trim. It's kind of just a big in-sequence thing. So now that we got that done, the next step for here is to sweep it all out, vacuum it nice, start flooring from probably this wall and go this way. Actually, I ended up starting it on this wall, just so it evens out with the hallway. But that's what we'll do. We'll install flooring, we'll go straight across, we'll take some chalk lines and make sure that we're centered on our chalk lines and do that all. The other thing we'll have to do is we'll have to sand some of the joints where the plywood was, because our regular contractor that framed the house for us didn't actually put the roof on like he was supposed to. So we have some water damage that we're going to deal with where the seams butt up. So we'll take our sander, we'll sand those down so they're flat, and then we should be able to do flooring in this room. So it's all just one thing after another, and that's just kind of how house building goes. You guys know that if you've been following us for long enough. But things are slowly coming along. The fact that we don't have a big pile of cabinets over there, and they're finally getting set and put in the kitchen to actually see what the kitchen is going to look like is nice. We do have to go downstairs at some point to the shipping container. You guys know we have 2 other cabinets for this space as well, and we have to get those up here and set in their proper position so we can actually use them. That's going to be a little while. And before we even do that, we'll have to paint this little wall because we don't want to have to put those cabinets in and not have paint to protect the wall. That's the same thing for kind of the cabinets here. And the thing we thought about was, well, do we really need to worry about that? Because before we put the countertop on, we can paint everything up to here, and then the countertop will come up a little bit and cover all the spots that we haven't painted yet. So that's something else we'll have to do before we end up putting the cabinet countertops on. Then we'll have to paint everything at least up to the top of the ceiling here for the walls. And since that paint is such an exact match to the primer that we've got, you're not going to be able to tell where we stop and where we start, which is a good thing. So what we'll do is we'll probably run a line out here as far as we can and then keep going across and eventually get all this stuff all the way through here. The upper part doesn't matter. We're not going to even need to worry about that. Who's going to be touching a wall 26 feet up in the air? So lots of things. We have a full week coming at you here. This is just the start. This is our Saturday. Sunday, hopefully we're going to get some more of these cabinets put in the right spots where we want them.
Hopefully we'll even up here.
Huh?
It's supposed to snow all day.
It's supposed to snow all day tomorrow, but we should be okay. If we can get up here with the SUV, we'll be fine. And if we have to walk it, we've got snowshoes. So we'll get up here. Hopefully we'll do some more of that stuff. I have to put the vanity drains in for both of the 2 spots there. We have that to do yet too. So lots of things coming at you. Hopefully we can get this all done by the end of the week and we can start installing flooring very, very shortly. Anyway, we'll see you back here in a while, hopefully tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, I know we were working on the house, but I came to check on the artificial lake. You probably saw this if you're a Sterlingshire Homestead subscriber. We put in a pond with some of the leftover tarps that we had just to see if it would work because they dug a borrow pit here and that's where all the rock ended up. But there are so many deer tracks here. Like you can see this, guys. There's some dog tracks, like a dog has been here, or coyotes probably. There's deer tracks, like deer have been here. There's actually lots of dog tracks. But there's definitely deer tracks in here too. Like that one right there, that's a clear deer track. And they're not just in 1 or 2 spots. You can see this whole thing is just covered with deer tracks, which is honestly kind of cool. And at the same time, a little weird. But something that's nice is that this is now like a little pond that we've got here that we don't really have to do anything for. I see I left my garden hoe out. The reason I came over here is because I wanted to grab Anna's ball. She uses this very frequently, and I didn't know where it was for the longest time. Now I do. So let's put that out of there, and we'll kick it back to Anna. And there she goes. We'll grab this out of here. I'm surprised this is even good yet. Hopefully I didn't break it. That's not good that I left it out. I didn't realize I did. But yeah, you can see like deer tracks that are fresh, some old ones, some new ones from the rain. No. Ready? Don't put it back in the pit. Hey. Stop. Thank you. Let's go this way. Excuse you. Yep, look out. Look out. Oh my goodness. But that is good to know that our watering hole is getting lots of use. It's probably the closest spot with a decent amount of water. That's a good catch by the hoe. It's the closest spot with a decent amount of water for probably 3/4 to a mile. There's a little creek that's down that way, but it takes me probably about a 4 or 5 minute car ride to get there. So it is probably the closest water in about a mile, mile and a half, which is good because if you're an animal and you need water, the fact that you're coming to my place to get it is awesome. So hopefully we can get a deer stand somewhere in here, behind the rocks or in a tree, and maybe get some deer out of there this next year. Yeah, okay, I'll play with you. Anyway, just a quick update on that. I'm going to get back to the house stuff here in the next edit, or the next clip. Anyway. Alright, well, it's the next day. We're in the process of cleaning rooms to get ready for stuff. I got the outlet for the dryer installed too. Put on the casings for the washer and dryer. Or excuse me, the washer, I should say. Yeah, they're both off. Cleaning up all the junk and debris. We got all our, well, not all of our, but a lot of our flooring yesterday. The Peyton Collection Sunset Noir. So I got a bunch of that from Menards. I think it's on sale. Probably not when you guys look at this, but it was on sale, I think, for $1.20 a square foot, $1.29 a square foot. So we're slowly getting those things taken care of and squared away. Cleaning up the remainder of the windows in here. I have to do these 3 with the utility knife, so I'll clean those up. I'll get those taken care of. And then hopefully we can move all the MDF out of here and start flooring probably on this wall and go this way to fill this room. And then if we can, we'll just continue it. We'll run it right into the bathroom and we'll finish all this. But with that being said, we also took care of a couple other things too. You can see I've got the drain installed. It's not done, but I had to caulk it in so it wouldn't leak. So that's set for now. I have to wait 24 hours for that to dry. What else? I did the ones upstairs. We got that squared away. Maddie went and ran last night to get, well, I was getting flooring from Menards. She went and got a sink for us. This was free on Facebook Marketplace. F-R-E-E, freaking free. Looks good. Stainless steel sink. Looks exactly like the one I was going to buy at Menards. It's a drop-in version. It's perfect. So the only other thing we got to do, it's a mount from underneath, but it's still a drop-in sink. So we'll cut the hole for it, drop it into the countertop when it's time to do that, and then hook it up to the plumbing when we take care of that. We finished we finished the basement plumbing to get that all set. And now it's just like clean up things, make sure things are working right. I'm surprised that that's not running. But that's basically what we're doing right now. Getting everything ready and set. So, I bet you it's because, yeah, I don't have that on. Oh, boy, that's one heck of a breaker to flip, I tell you. So now that that's there, well, heat will start to come back in the house. It was getting a little cold. Yep, now we're running. Ooh, feel that nice warmth. It smells of sawdust, though, because we got to vacuum it out. We'll have to open this up before we actually start living here and vacuum it out for real. But that's what we got going right now. So, all done with that. We've got Afonso and Anna helping us out. And then hopefully we can get some of this other stuff cleared. Maybe paint some more trim boards today. That's basically what we got going on. Just finishing up project after project till it gets done. So, we'll see you back here when I get something else interesting done. All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Sterling Shire Homestead. I don't know where we're at in this video, but we've got our contractor here putting in our deck posts, and they are doing an excellent job. They've got all their tools. He actually let me borrow the, I don't know what that's called, an undercut saw and blade. I think that's an oscillating multi-tool if I remember right. He actually let us borrow that, very, very kind of him, to undercut for all the door jamb pieces here. So now when we go to install the flooring, this will slide underneath here, and we won't have to do anything with other pieces. I started this this morning. We been doing a lot of painting this week too, so flooring we're just starting, and we want to try and get this room done before Saturday. It's Wednesday today, and we got this room painted. Maddie is actually working in here, and she's painting up this room, so hopefully that's coming along pretty good. Using more paint than less, hopefully, and should be good. I think there's a spot right there. I could be wrong. Anyway, so we're on that front, and hopefully we'll be good to go soon. This room's basically done. Dad's finishing up the final touches in the corners because, I don't know if you guys can see this on camera, we forgot to rough this little section out here, so we're putting the paint there. Not too bad otherwise. Some weird spillage spots, but they clear up pretty easy off the ceramic. It's just a scratch off. It should be fine. And I've been working also on sanding the floor in the upstairs to try and get ready for more stuff, more flooring. So you can see there's a difference in how this looks because it's all sanded out, and that's a really good one. How it's all sanded out versus how this looks. It is not currently sanded out. I'll have to sand this one out hopefully today. So sanded this room plus the closet. I'll have to get the rest of the hallway and this closet. I'll have to get this room. This room's actually done being painted. It's completely good to go. Last thing I'll have to do is some trim, a little bit of trim, lots of trim, and flooring. This room is mostly painted. The only thing we have left is the ceiling and the closet. So we're getting done on that. All the rest of these walls are done. And then here, we painted around like the lights and things. You can maybe see it. Yeah, you can actually on camera. How like there's a shadow around that. So we did get around everything, and I got above the entire shower yesterday. So the entire shower is waterproofed now. So that's good. So it's just a matter of finishing painting up these rooms and going from there. So we'll get back to you when I get a little more done. All right, hello everyone, welcome back. So making progress. I don't know what exactly they're doing to make that progress, but they're certainly coming along one bit at a time. Very strong posts. That's actually really nice. So they have one more board here, and then they keep going. And it's actually good that they lagged one in here too. You can use that as our end bracket. Interesting, they're doing that. Kinda weird, but it works, I guess. I'm surprised I didn't just put that over so it sat in the middle. Whatever. I'll take it. Kinda confused as to what's going on here, too. And why the weird corner bracket thing? I'm gonna have to ask them because that's kind of, I hope that's temporary. Anyway, doing good so far. And we are hopefully in the process of doing some more of this today. I'll take some things out and measure and cut and all that good stuff. Anyway, we'll come back when I get more of this done. Okay, well, now that this room has all been painted, we painted this yesterday. I'm installing the cover plates back on while Maddie's doing other things. We got this far on the flooring today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 rows. Not bad. Your starter row is always the hardest, and now that we're past that point, I think we're in a good position here to make this work. And with how this sits across, this should be perfectly even for the hallway, or at least that's my hope. And thankfully, since this piece is going to be a custom cut, we can kind of cut it how we need to and then run the strip on that side as close as we want on either side, which actually works out well. So it's kind of good that that seam comes out in the middle of the door. So we're that far. We've used a partial and 3 boxes of this flooring. So I'm thinking probably about 8 boxes for this room. At least that'd be pretty close, probably give or take 8 or 9. And then the other thing, that's a different sound. Go ahead, walk. Your toes make crinkle sounds. Do that again. Yeah, like that. And while we're in the middle of doing that, I'm like working on other projects. This just happens to be one of them. I'm getting that all back in and putting all the outlet covers on. I've got them all sitting here, so it won't take long. Once that's done, hopefully we can vacuum some of this out. I'm going to run the vacuum on all this floor again because we kind of made a mess. There's like little chunks of stuff everywhere. You see like this? You can see like that. Those little pieces make it hard for the flooring to sit nice. So I'm going to vacuum everything in here. We have little chunks of drywall that like came off or like little pieces of stuff. Apart from that, it wasn't too bad. So doing well so far. Just a matter of getting things situated the way we want. And sometimes those first couple rows take the longest. The only casualty we had was when Maddie was pulling out a piece and she stabbed me. Nothing too bad. It just looks bad. That's pretty superficial. So hopefully we'll have this room done maybe by tomorrow. I don't know how it's going to go because we're going to have to continue this way. And in order to do that, this whole thing's got to be vacuumed and all the debris taken out of here. We have to push the vanity back to its place, and we'll have to screw it on so it doesn't move anywhere. That's not going to take too long in itself, but it's definitely another thing that we have to get done before we continue with that monster. It'd be great if by the end of the week we had the master bath and bedroom and closet here all done with flooring, because that constitutes our one room squared away. And then hopefully we can install a toilet at that point. And then we would have a toilet, a sink once I get that hooked in, and a shower upstairs. That constitutes one bathroom, so that'd be good. Anyway, I'll come back to you when I get a little more of this done, hopefully tomorrow. And welcome back. So we're at the point in the weekend where we're cutting in all the spots in the kitchen. We got the lights done. We got all the outlets squared away. We got the corners all the way through. And my friend David was over. He helped me get some more flooring done. This is looking real good. We'll leave this spot for tomorrow because we got to let those spots dry. Looking real nice. Master bath is squared away. Hopefully we can install a toilet soon. That was expertly crafted by my friend David. I don't know where he is. He's probably hiding.
Hello.
And we got the closet done too. So the only thing left to do is run that white trim around the bottom, and then this would actually be a finished room. We'd be all done. So this could be our first finished room hopefully tomorrow, once I put trim on this on the bottom edges. And the bathroom can also be a finished room very shortly, minus the shower. We'll have to tile that later. Just by putting some trim around the edges, we should be set. So, good work.
Go team!
Woo! So, one last thing. We'll have to move all the MDF over to this side. Then we'll hopefully finish flooring that out tomorrow. Right now, we're done. It's been quite a day. Okay. We'll see you back here probably in a couple seconds. Bye. All right, so last one of the day. So we came here, we replaced, or excuse me, last one of the episode, I should say. We came here, we replaced this piece that was messed up, and I actually took that chunk and I put it on the end, so I don't care if I mess up this piece here. And now I have this all set, and we don't have to worry about it, which is really nice. Like I said, we got all the flooring done in here now, and we fixed all the mistakes. And then the last thing we're doing in this video, and I absolutely went wild on this today, I got 2 of my cabinets installed for the island. They look really nice, and the best part about this is now this island top is stiff. It's braced in with all of the cabinets themselves. So thankfully, the way I wired this, I had the ability, you can probably see there's a screw right there and a screw right there. Thankfully, I didn't put any electrical in on this stud, and you can see right where the stud is because you can see the nails on the top. So what we did was we got some screws in here, 1, 2, we pulled it all over and we locked it in. We got some screws on the end, 1, 2, pulled it over, locked it in. So there's 6 screws that are holding this wall from moving left and right. Now, the problem is, since we got all these cabinets in here and they're locked in, the downside to this is that these cabinets are not locked into the floor yet. So what we'll have to do is we'll take probably a 4-inch screw is probably reasonable for this. We'll take a 4-inch screw. This isn't 4-inch, and I know that because I was going to do it with this. And if you look, you can check the clearance. It's only going to go in, I don't know, an 1/8 inch. So what we'll do is we'll take a screw and we'll lock it in at the center of each cabinet. We'll put one here, we'll put one there, we'll put one there, and that way all of these cabinets are locked down to the floor on this edge. And that way this piece itself can't move back and forth because it'll be locked on the front edge and it'll be locked to the actual wall. So that'll be great. So we're pretty much at the point where 4 more screws, I have to go to Menards tonight and get those, but we can put those in pretty easy. And then we're at the point where we can put a countertop on this and then put the drawers and things in, and the island will be done hopefully by the end of the week. So if you want to see what that looks like, join us back here for our next Sterlingshire Homestead video. If you like what we do and you want to support the channel, please give us a thumbs up or a like or a comment. I love to hear comments from you guys. I hardly get them. If you really like us, consider sharing it or going to our merch shop in the description and getting something to support us. So we will see you here next time from Isaac and Maddie at Sterlingshire Homestead. This has been one big update. Hopefully we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.